So we're going to talk about some altcoins here that will not get you rich. Sorry, going to burst your bubble here. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. It's rebranded. Let me know in the comments what you think. Give us a nice little comment and a like. It will majorly help the algorithm to get this channel up a lot higher. Also, if you are new, subscribe, bell button and leave a like. It majorly helps. Now, let's talk about it. It's not bearish content, it's obvious content. It's going to show you certain things. Now, I'm going to explain a few things in this video in terms of the market capitalization of a coin, and I'm going to talk about why you should be adapting your mindset to take profits and to rebuy back lower for accumulation. Increase wealth, yeah? Cool. So, on the screen, you can see here very clearly what the market cap is. That is a simple sum, right? It's how many coins times by the price equals the overall valuation. It's the same in the stock market. It's the same to calculate wealth of general things, really. How many there is and what is the actual price. Don't get confused. Too many people coming into my comment box or whatever it may be on YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is, going, oh, I'm not going to sell X coin until it hits a certain price. That is the worst mindset to have. We are not in the stock market. We are not in index funds. We are literally in a bubble of speculation. Most cryptocurrencies, unfortunately, will fail. I would imagine 95% of them would. Personally, yeah, it happens, right? There's a lot of coins that have failed before, a lot of fake coins out there. You need to be careful. Don't just go and buy and forget on those because someone said it's going to go up higher. Realistically, though, probably not. So, let's go into the screen. Let's look at a few things. I want to go through 3 obvious altcoins that I think will not get you rich at this current price, and also with the retail mindset of just putting a little bit of money in and hoping it goes berserk. You may see why. Now, you're probably sick of me going on about YouTubers and stuff like that, but realistically, there's a lot of things out there of similar sort of ilk, but obviously what I've done is I've flipped it on its head and go, well, you're not going to get rich if you do this. The same people doing the same content over and over again are going to get you wrecked, right? I mentioned it on a tweet not too long ago. Make sure you do follow me, links below. Yeah, they are rebranded now. This should work, hopefully. But realistically though, right, you got to look at the fact of, you know, what the obvious is. If you're seeing the same content creator doing the same thing over and over again, well, realistically, they don't really care. It's easy content, realistically. And yeah, guess what? You're not going to get rich by doing it. Now, for example, here, you know, cheapest altcoins to make, right? This guy here gets right on my tits. Literally every single video is the same, and I'll show you. But judging by the thumbnail, you got Shiba and XRP. They are not going to get you rich because they're under $1. Their market capitalization is far too high. XRP is a massively market capped coin. It's not going to change your life, folks, if you put like $1,000 in. It really isn't. This is where we need to flip that mindset and show you some things where you can accumulate wealth. Now, as I said, this channel gets on my tits. Why? Because you're going to see very clearly very soon. You know, very simple. You look at the videos here and it's all the same. It is literally all the same. Where's the value there? There is none, right? You've got to look at the bigger picture. Now, let's talk about other ones as well going down. You can see there's a lot of videos that are highlighted to get you in and to get you sucked in. Oh, look, same person. You know, under the radar. Realistically, a lot of coins are over the radar. They're obvious. We've been in a bull market for the last 2 years. The market has gone up so much. So we need to kind of understand what is happening. So I'm going to show you some perspective here. And I'm going to be the biggest and boldest person. If you are a retail investor, if you are only going to invest about $1,000 to $5,000, which some people do, starting out, buying the likes of Ethereum, buying the likes of BTC, buying the likes of BNB, buying the likes of XRP, Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, basically the top 20, you will not see life-changing gains from that small amount of capital, which is why people tend to go down to the lower cap coins and gamble and speculate a lot more. Now, chances are probably about 50% of these top 20 coins will probably be absolutely fine as investments. I'll say 50%. Removing the stable coins, removing the meme coins, you know, quite a lot of them will do all right. For example, in my opinion, obviously BTC, Ethereum, most likely Polkadot, most likely the likes of Avalanche, Luna, even likes of MateCrypto.com probably do all right. Obviously, there's a lot of stablecoins within the top 20 for obvious reasons, but you get the picture, right? So when we start talking about the likes of Ethereum, right? If you put $1,000 into Ethereum, you are not even going to make wealth gaining changes in your life, even if it hits $10,000, even if it hits $50,000, you are not going to see that. And the reason why I say that is because when you go to the coin perspective, and let's just put in Ethereum here, right? So even if Ethereum absolutely goes bananas, right? And let's just have a little look at this. So let's just talk. It's gone mental here. Let's just say Ethereum here matches BTC. It would be worth 122% more than originally, the value right now. So basically $6,894. That's only going to double your money, right? That is not. It seems like a lot. It's not realistically, right? But when you start looking at the fact of the market cap here, and let's just look and go right the way up to stupid levels, right? So let's just say people are talking about a $50,000 valuation of Ethereum. That is 6.1 trillion, right? Give or take. That'll be a 15x. Putting $1,000 in is not going to change your life if you're going to get 15,000 extra. It really isn't, in my opinion. This is why you got to look elsewhere. So Ethereum is obvious, right? Let's be honest here. It's not going to change your life unless you've got absolutely loads in and you bought a lot early. Remember, the caveat to this is the fact of you buying early. Not now. If you're new in the space and someone's going to you, oh, by the way, changes, you've got life-changing gains, you're going to get Moon Lambo, all kinds of bollocks, right? Doesn't work like that. Another one is probably XRP. I mentioned it before. Now, again, people have been talking about some stupid price predictions, right? I've seen $10 put around, which is a lot more realistic than some of the other ones that I've seen. The ones that I have seen are scary, and some people are saying over $100. I personally don't see that. Personally, not trying to throw shit on it, but I'm just saying, I think with the supply and what it is, unless something majorly changes, I don't see that happening until a lot of things do happen, i.e. smart contracts, its own ecosystem platform, dApp's being built on it, utilization of the entire ecosystem, the lawsuit needs to bugger off, that Ripple Labs needs to be sorted. There's a lot of things that need to be sorted for that even to become possible. But again, this is where people are getting roped into the narrative. This is why you can get a much bigger gain on a lower cap coin. So XRP for me would be one of them as well, which you're thinking, well, wow, they're mental predictions. Why would you even think that? And another one you got to look at the fact is probably Avalanche. And as much as I say it's going to probably survive, this has already done a massive monster run this year, right? And if we're talking about this going up to like 5 trillion, which I have seen predictions, by the way, of people saying, oh, it can easily get 5 trillion in Avalanche. Right, cool if that happens, but that's a $19,800 coin. That's a 218x. I see them very, very unlikely, but the reason why I'm talking about the upside first is because this already has had a monumental run. This was literally a $2 billion coin about, 15, 16 weeks ago, give or take? That is a massive upside already that has potentially been missed. Now, if you look at the last 90 days here, you can see how it's absolutely been annihilated realistically, because it's obviously dipped in the market. Went from 134 in November and we crashed all the way back down to 59. This is kind of me going on to the fact of taking profits and what to do with it. But when we look at the max here, look at this. Like literally start of 2021, we were literally $6. Again, looking at this level here, we're $11. This went to $131, right? Even lower than that in the past, it was like, a $3 coin. It went to $135 in a matter of a year. That is where the gains are, not when they're at the top, when they're much lower and they're going towards the top, right? Remember that. Don't get sucked in. But that being said, going on YouTube and looking at all these and looking at all the sponsored views, good luck. You're probably not going to find many. Anyways, profit. I talk about profit a lot, and we're going to go into the next segment of this video. But first, if you have profit, make it work for you. Divide up your bags. For me, have some stablecoins working for you so you can buy dips or passive income. But the most important thing as well, always take profit. And do not be that person, right, who will go, oh, I'm just going to sell this at $1,000 or this at X amount. Because what if it doesn't get there? What about if you miss it completely and you never get to take that money off the table? That's important. So even if you're looking at a small gain, and whether you want to do it in other cryptocurrencies, which you can, but let's just say if you have like 50,000 Binance USD, and over 5 years or something, you can create a decent chunk of interest per year. Guess what you can do? You can redistribute that into the market. It's dipping points. Great little way to increase your wealth. Now, let's talk about why profit taking is important, because it annoys me. You know, I've talked about these before, little basic trading strategies where things are on a higher time frame, when things look overstretched and overbought essentially, and it's going nuts. You should be looking to take money off the table. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at like the 3-day time frame on Ethereum, for example, right, you can see how mental it is. And I use the EMA21. A lot of people do ask me why I use that. I just like to use it. If you start to see something that's stupidly overbought and you bought it and you've got multiple X's in that, nothing wrong with taking a little bit off the table. This does not mean dump it all. This just means sell a little bit, protect your ass. If it comes lower, guess what you do? You buy more. So if you had $1,000 obviously down here around $300 and you are selling it around $4,000 thinking, oh my God, that's amazing. I've just hit an absolute home run. Amazing. Nothing wrong with doing that. And then guess what you can do? You can redistribute lower with the amount of capital that you've managed to store up here, which has stayed still because it's a stable currency. And then you can rebuy back low. If you have not changed your overall bias on the asset, why not get it for free? Why not accumulate that wealth and create extra so then maybe you can get rich off these assets? Not just buying $1,000 here and just waiting forever. Because realistically, if you wait forever, it's probably not going to happen because it's going to be an impossible feat. That is the problem. You need to grow. You need to have is to grow. If you got the profit, you can put it in lower. Free money, right? It makes sense. So when we look at this and divide it into simple sort of, let's look at Bitcoin as an example because it's easy to look at. So BTC as an example here, right? If you are looking at obvious trends, a bull market, a uptrend as so, depending on the time frame you're looking at, and you are buying and it is going up. Obviously, these are smaller kind of, numbers on BTC, but I'm just doing it for an example. And I'm going to show you how I do it. Pretty of alpha, really. Now, all I do is I look at the total market cap. Is that trending up? Is it? Cool, right? Is this trending up? Well, yeah, we're above the same moving average. That is a good sign of market strength. Have we broken structure? Well, yeah, we've just created a new high from that previous level of structure. We've done a breakout. Buy the red. No, I don't always buy the red. It's one thing that really hurts when people say it, and it does annoy me. I've seen it so many times and people don't quite get it. I only buy the green when it's in strength. I buy the trend. I want the probability to be in my favor. People always go, buy the red, buy the red. But if you buy the red on the first opportunity, there's a big chance you can lose. But we're talking about trend analysis. So in order to get wealthy or rich or whatever it is, you have to grow. You have to accumulate units, you have to get appreciation, and then you have to flip it back over. And guess what? When it's going down, if you got profit, you can accumulate more units. Wealth generation, right? So when we're looking at this, it's absolutely mooned. And yeah, like you could take profit at any point. You can take profit at this like level here where it's like, oh, hello, take a little bit off the table. You've made money, right? Again, levels where you can take profit. This does not mean sell all. This, even if it's 5%, 10%, 20%, whatever it may be, right? Just sell bits. And if you're looking to find key levels and you're thinking, wow, I can buy here. Why can I buy here? Well, because the trend has changed back over again. And guess what's happened here? Look at this. It's changed over. EMA crossover. Guess what's happened here? Well, if you were selling about 55 to 60k, guess what you can do? You can buy back in around 36k. Amazing, right? Exactly what I've just done recently, right? It makes obvious sense. Don't be too bullish. Don't be too bearish. Just play what you see, right? But not many people do that. So when you are going down, you are always accumulating units, right? So whenever it goes down, if you've got profit at the top, you accumulate units. When it's going up, you're not accumulating units, but you're accumulating wealth, value appreciation. Make sense? Cool. So when you're looking at your altcoins and you're looking at your bags, pick out a few that you may want to accumulate. You may look at VeChain and be like, right, I love VeChain. I want to get as many as I can. Well, ride the trends. If the trend is your friend, you can ride it. And guess what? Even on these like lower swing moves, right, where it's going to certain key levels, look at them. Look at those previous key levels. Look at how the trends can get you up to those levels. And guess what? If it goes down, what's wrong with rebuying with profit? Nothing. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, as I've said before, there's 3 obvious examples. There's loads of them. If you're a retail investor, you are not going to get rich by putting $1,000 or $5,000 into a top asset. You can accumulate them, you can grow them, you can put profit from other lower cap coins into them and create a nice little fund. However, if you're in this mindset of going, right, I'm going to buy and sell and do whatever, yeah, that's a good mindset to have. But if your mindset is not to sell, you're probably not going to lose. Probably not going to win, sorry. You're going to lose very, very clearly. So, a bit wishy-washy. I hope that does help. But I am kind of sick of people saying to me, oh, if you buy this and you leave it forever, you're going to win. Well, no, because guess what? You could have had, and I use VeChain as an example here, and it's not a very good example, but it's an example. If I go to the log scale on the weekly time frame, on the 3-day time frame or something, right? Let's just have a little look at this bad boy, right? So you could have had an ultimate home run from the COVID crash here, right? Where you could have been buying VeChain at 0.002. And VeChain is a quality asset that's been around for a long, long time. It was a home run. I bought this. I sold it far too early, but I made a good amount of money on it, right? I was really happy. But let's just say you bought on the trend change up here. And let's just say you were looking at potential sells around this point where it's gone crazy. Guess what? That is a massive change of wealth. Buying it up here for the next leg to go up even higher and potentially duplicating certain results is going to get a little bit far-fetched. That's all I'm going to say. Enjoy. If you like the brand, like it. Like the video. It helps.